Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the Super Action Statue JoJo's Bizarre Adventure DIO figure, DIO, DIO, I'm not sure. You guys know I'm not familiar with the series, but his name is DIO, I guess. That's what I was told by the person who sent this to me, so thanks to him for sending this to me for a review. Very cool looking figure, although I have to say, even though the JoJo's figures are known for their stylized proportions, this guy's head looks super tiny. Like Super Mario movie tiny, Goomba head tiny. But still a cool figure nonetheless, so if you're a fan of the figure or character, maybe that's accurate, you would know better than I do. But either way, it's still pretty cool. So let's look at him. He stands about roughly 6¼ inches tall, which is just about 16 centimeters. He's mostly yellow, and the yellow has loads of shading. We have light yellow, dark yellow, maybe even a hint of green here and there because he does have some of that greenish color peeking through in the rest of his outfit. So lots and lots of shading. There's shading on that gray undershirt, shading on the straps, shading on everything, on the skin tone. Everything looks really cool. Again, really nice job with the sculpted hair and sculpted details and paint details. Super Action statue figures are nothing if not highly detailed. So we have 3 alternate heads this time. We have kind of a smirky face, just a little bit of a smirk. Then we have one face that is almost the same, just kind of more of a grimace. Very, very close though. Looks like the hair is actually a little bit different, which usually they have the same hair, but that's cool. And then we have one face, which is my favorite, which is his big smirky face, which definitely has different hair. Maybe it's the same as the other one, we'll check in a second. But that face is really cool. I love the detail they put into that. Let's see if I can not get too close. I'll zoom in instead. Here. Loads of detail. By the way, I love my camera, and people ask me about it all the time. It's not an expensive camera. It's an old JVC Vario HM440. But as you can see, it's effective. So they all have unique hair. That's really cool. Alright, so that's the face, interchangeable heads. He comes with this sign, which is well done. I'm not sure why it exists, again, but he does come with it, and it's well sculpted, well put together. They even shaded the back. Very nice. As far as interchangeable hands, you can see he has hands for either side that have bunches of knives in there, which I'm not sure how he's not cutting himself, but he's got bunches of knives. Then we have a hand that looks like this, and a hand that looks like this. He's got a whole bunch of hands. This guy's got a whole bunch. And then we have a hand that looks like this, and one that looks like this. I'm going to do that for every hand, by the way, so get used to it. And then we have one that looks like this, and one that looks like this, which is cool because he can hold a knife in between his fingers. I'll show you the knives in a second, and you'll see it in the photos at the end. Then he has a hand that looks like this for holding his stop sign, turning sign thing. Then he has a hand that looks like this, pointing finger. Then he has 2 fist hands that look like this. Alright, I'm done with that. And then another stop sign hand. And then lastly, like I said, he's got a bunch of knives, which is cool. They're really tiny, so don't lose them. But they're all shaded and sculpted and painted really well. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knives. Very cool. Lots of accessories for this guy. Pretty happy about that. Not that I own the figure, but if I did, I would be happy. So let's look at the articulation. So his tiny little head is on a hinged ball peg for the neck. So we have the hinge and the ball peg. Then the neck is on a hinge also. This little collar piece is a separate piece. For the shoulders, kind of an interesting design. This shoulder piece rotates. So if you need to bring the arm forward, you can rotate the entire thing around, which keeps the sculpt looking good, but still gives you that range of motion without making anything soft plastic. Then we have a ball hinge, so that swivels, and we have the hinge there. And the bicep swivel comes from where that hinge is connected to the arm, so it's a little bit limited, but it does exist, technically speaking. To rotate that back around so that it's not at an angle. It's really stiff, so be careful, but it is good that it's like that. Double ball hinge elbow, so you can technically rotate those and use the hinge, which has really good range of motion despite the poofy clothing. And then we have a ball hinge for the wrist, which is just standard for pretty much all action figures nowadays that are imports. Feels like a single ball peg for the upper torso, but really good range of motion. Lower torso appears to be just a swivel, but that's nice. It's also well tucked in there because of the way the pants are sculpted. And then this belt is a separate piece. It only connects in the back. I'm not sure why it's like that, but it is. That's okay. These are hinged because they just peg in like that. so they can go up when you need to move the legs out. Although the legs don't have the greatest range of motion, they will flex with the legs. So basically just ball hinge legs. They're kind of a Y joint, but it doesn't really matter because they still work. The only limitations are due to the baggy clothing, but still pretty good range of motion. It's not bad. You can rotate the thigh around there also. Double jointed knees. We have a ball hinge and then a standard hinge for the bottom joint. Nice range of motion. And then for the ankle, we get a standard ball hinge. So you can rotate that around to use as an ankle rocker or whatever you want to do. I know I did it the wrong way, but you can do it either way. It's just kind of tight going in the one direction. And since it's not my figure, I don't want to force it. And then we have a toe hinge. So, very cool looking figure. If you like the character, I would say go ahead and grab this guy. It's not bad. The only thing that really throws me off is the tiny head. And just for comparison's sake, here's the other guy. His head seems to be more in proportion. You can see the size difference in just the heads alone. Well, maybe you can't. Let me try to get a better angle. So his head's tiny. Doesn't look that much smaller, but it is. And they might kiss. Anyway, it's a cool figure. I think you should probably get it if you like the character. If not, then don't, because the tiny head thing will bother you. But still, not bad. So I'll put it in some poses here at the end so you can see what it looks like. But it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked in forever since I don't collect these, but I'm pretty sure Big Bad Toy Store does carry the JoJo stuff in their import selection. So you might want to click that link and check it out if you want to collect this stuff. And also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.